Welcome to We Love It Raw. And this week, we went to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Me and Chris Corey had our own experiences in the Barclays Center. Here is my co-host, Chris Corey, the future.
Thank you. As you know, last night was my birthday. And it coincided with Raw. And I'll tell you, it was an experience. It's once in a lifetime that a birthday and Monday Night Raw coincide. And I said, I'm going to treat myself to it, and I had an awesome time last night. I mean, I had one of the best times of my life. Came home with a pounding headache, but that's normal. You know, what do we expect? You know, when you go to Raw, you expect to have a great time. And come out home with like pounding headaches. So we're going to kick it off with Stephanie. As you know, it's 2 weeks away before Mania. And she's talking about, you know, what her husband did to Daniel Bryan. As, you know, Bryan was handcuffed by, quote unquote, real cops. But Hunter came out and said, you're not real. So she's talking about that. We started doing the Daniel Bryan chant, the yes chant. And Stephanie goes, he's not here. It's not going to work. He's not coming out.
He's not here tonight. That sucks for everybody in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That they promoted. This is what they promoted on TV.
I remember that.
They promoted a tag team match. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton versus the Ultimate Good Guys. John Cena and Daniel Bryan. And he is somehow hurt from last week, and which I feel ripped off.
He wasn't hurt from last week. I found out he participated in a couple of live events over the weekend, including one out in Atlantic City and one out in the island in the Nassau Coliseum. So apparently he, quote-unquote, got himself hurt again.
See, that's the problem, I feel. You need to reserve your superstars for the main show.
Yeah. Have the B-plus guys, like a Zack Ryder, you know, like a Titus O'Neil.
Just leave. I think that Cena and Daniel Bryan don't need to be in every show, every house show.
No, you're right.
And then that just affects them. Well, anyway.
But no, you bring up a point about that.
Yeah.
So we know now that Bryan will not be there tonight in Brooklyn, and which really upset us. And she's talking about, you know, that it was right, it was the best thing for business, and she's talking about, you know, when her husband Triple H beats Daniel Bryan in 2 weeks at Mania, you know, that he's gonna go to the main event, he's gonna headline and highlight WrestleMania like he's always done in the past, and he's gonna walk out and become the world champion again. That didn't sit well with the Viper, the current WWE world champ. And he came out, he goes, you know what, Steph? I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to cause a problem and drama. I respect you. I respect what you and your husband have done for WWE. Especially your husband. He taught me a lot. I worked with him. We grew up as Evolution.
And just to touch into how I felt being there, I was bored so far.
Really?
Randy Orton didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel exciting. And then Bautista came out.
Yeah, I'm going into that. Then, you know, as Orton's going on, Batista comes out, and he got the biggest boo in Brooklyn ever.
I gave him a lot.
Oh, so did I.
I was screaming my lungs out, giving them boos.
So did I. So he comes out, and he's like, I respect Triple H for everything he's done. He taught me a lot. I work with him. But the truth of the matter is, he never beat me. And
this segment to me was a bad way to start Raw.
And he goes, deal with it. Deal with it. I'm here for one thing and to become the champ. And this is where it got personal for Steph. Batista goes, why don't you just go closer to Stephanie and drool over her? Wait a minute. Stephanie's been drooled on. I think Stephanie's been drooled on a lot. Did that sit well with Stephanie? No. She went and she screwed up the slap. You even noticed that?
The slap was good. And you know what wasn't good? Batista trying to seem like
It didn't bother him.
No, but I just don't like Batista thinking he's funny. He's not funny. I don't think he's funny. Don't think.
No, the slap was a little messed up. She went to hit the face.
The slap was good. She smacked him, man.
The glasses came off. She was supposed to hit the face, not the glasses.
That was perfect. That was more dramatic with the
glasses.
And
did you see Batista's face? She's like, yeah, like that's gonna bother me. And that's how that segment ended. I mean, you're right. They could have started it off a little bit better. You're right.
We're in Brooklyn. Let me move on to a match that Chris Corey says that he really liked. Christian versus Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus.
I agreed that this match.
And Biggie Langston was
outside,
ringside.
Was outside, yeah, by the commentators.
Not speaking to the commentators, but outside. Nearby.
Because this match was a number one contender fatal four-way for the IC title.
The Intercontinental
Which is going to be on the network tonight. 8 o'clock, main event.
It is Tuesday, by the way. We record on Tuesdays.
Exactly, thank you. This match had everything going on. The crowd was really behind this match. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of good moves.
What would you say is your favorite spot?
The favorite spot was when Del Rio had him, Sheamus in the cross-arm breaker, and then Sheamus came out and gave him like a modified powerbomb and all that. But then it led to Ziggler doing a double zigzag on Del Rio and Sheamus, which then led Christian.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Which then led Christian to take full advantage and give Ziggler the kill switch, enabling Christian to be on main event tonight live for the Intercontinental title against Big E. Who do you think is going to win that? I think it's going to be Big E. Because they're not ready to make him lose the title yet. That's going to be at WrestleMania.
I agree. Let me sprinkle on Sin Cara versus Damien Sandow and the Scooby-Doo. So, let's just move past that. That happened. That just happened. Los Matadors versus Rybaxel. And there's an epic fail moment in my book. I'm going to really tell you a heartbreaking story that really hurt me deeply, that really just breaks my heart and will break your heart. I got decently good seats, 7 rows behind the announcers, right? It was really cool. I was excited. This is the moment that I feel like I should go, right? Go get a beer.
Of course.
Go get a hot dog. Go get some nachos.
Just because you don't think anything is going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen. When I come back, I see the Shield was out. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. They don't usually come out from where
you are.
Where I am.
You are, yes.
So whatever, I didn't miss much. Come to find out, the woman in the couple right next to us told us that they touched Roman Reigns' hair and he was all greased up. And they showed us their hands all greased up. And our seats were even closer to the people next to us. It's the saddest story I can tell you in wrestling history.
Oh, wow.
I can really tell you, people. My heart is broken to this day, and I just needed to vent on the public here because it's just the saddest thing in the whole world that I missed the whole Shield walking by exactly where my tickets were. I was row 1 and 2, and I was the one that was out. My friend was the one that was in. I was the one that was out. I would have been the one to touch them. Oh my God, that match right there just depresses me. I'm gonna move on.
Wow. That would depress me too. How would you feel if I was right
I just learned a lesson. Every event I go to, I'm bringing 2 beers right away. 2 big beers. Yeah, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking a break. I'm staying put. People, learn from my mistake, people. Learn. Do not go to the bathroom.
That's what I was gonna say.
Do not leave because things happen in the lamest moments.
Yeah, but what if you gotta go to the bathroom really bad? Are you gonna hold it in?
You're gonna miss a moment. I'm telling you, brother. You're gonna miss a moment. If you gotta pee, you're gonna miss it. And learn from me, man. It hurts and deep down in my soul, man.
Oh, relax.
But to another point of the show.
Next, we're going to go into something I really like. I got goosebumps when I saw Triple H come out because you know now I'm a huge Triple H fan.
So am I. Triple H #1 of all time in my book.
And I still think he's going to beat Daniel Bryan and go on to headline WrestleMania to become the champion again. But that's a different story. So what went on last night in Center of the Ring in Brooklyn was Michael Cole and Triple H having, their sit-down interview, which they usually conduct on WWE.com every Wednesday. And Hunter just goes on and on and on, and he's talking about, that I'm going to win, I'm going to be Bryan, I'm going to go on to headline WrestleMania and become the world champ, the WWE champion again. But Cole asked the question, why did you handcuff Daniel Bryan? Hunter goes and says, I did it because I have the power to. I have the power to end it, to end the movement, to end Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. But Cole kept asking, but was it a legitimate reason to handcuff a guy and attack him when he was defenseless? Yes. Hunter goes, I had the right, like I told you. I'm the CEO. I can do what I want. I have the power. I'm going to be honest with you. He does have power. But the power does not lie within making a decision. That's creative writing decision. That is Stephanie's job. Stephanie is the VP of Creative. Hunter is the COO, Chief Operating Officer. You deal with the operations of a company. You leave the creative decisions to the person in charge. So I think Hunter was unjustified for what he did. Just my opinion.
And agreed. You know why? Because it's the right thing to do. It's best for business. He is the greatest heel of all time. No one can replace him. He needs to continue his heel role.
Yeah.
And take the heat, man. He's there to take the heat. And he's doing a great job.
He's doing a good job of that.
And so is Stephanie. So applaud Stephanie and Triple H for being the great heel couple.
Yeah.
Of ever.
But did you ever notice one thing? And my boy Joe came up with this. You remember the corporation?
Of course.
What's the authority resembling you of?
It's that, but it's also like a new. It's a new generation of it.
It's a recycled storyline of the corporation.
I guess so. But it's kind of like this time. It's a different person in charge. That's
it's different, but it's recycled. What do you think, fans? Leave a comment on our YouTube page. We'd like to hear what you have to say about this. Do you think the Authority storyline is a recycled storyline from when the corporation was during the Attitude Era?
It may be, but at the same time, you have to also consider the fact that in real life, Triple H is really involved.
Oh, right, yes.
So you have to consider that WWE is trying to use some reality into their wrestling. So, yeah, it may have been done in the past, but they're using authentic things to make things come to light in a match.
True.
So, yeah, you can say that, but at the same time, I feel like it's better that way, that they're actually taking a realistic scenario. Because Daniel Bryan was put down for a while.
Yeah,
in real life.
He was.
So it's good to take a real story that really happened. And, it's really good. When you get things from the heart, it really comes out authentic on TV.
Well, this is what I was hearing from my friends and all that. But I want to hear what the people have to say, too. What do you think? Do you really think that this is a washed-up storyline, or this is something new and authentic taken from real-life situations? Leave a comment on our YouTube page. Watch the Pot YouTube. We'd like to hear what you have to say.
Let me sprinkle on to Cody versus Fandango. My favorite part of the match was the beginning when Fandango came out with Summer Rae. And she did a little dance. And the sparkly things came down for Fandango, that sign.
Yeah.
I like the sign. I was like, that's cool.
And the funny part was you see Goldust doing the dance right next to Summer Rae. And Summer Rae claimed to have hurt herself.
Yeah. So
I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna see an impromptu dark match at WrestleMania. Goldust versus Fandango.
I think that they're all gonna just be in the battle royal.
Really?
But that's another subject.
Yeah.
Let me introduce this, and then you're gonna elaborate.
What's that?
The Hulkster, Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, Mr. All-American, Hulk Hogan, brother, is here in Brooklyn, brother. And by the way, there was a lot of Hulkamaniacs sitting next to me. A whole row of guys.
There was some guy had a Hulkamania still running wild shirt.
Hey, everybody over 250 pounds for some reason wants to dress like Hulk Hogan.
Somebody, when I was on the queue going home yesterday, I saw a pale white guy, dude, wearing no jacket, just had the Hulkamania shirt. I'm like, oh God.
There was a lot of fans, brother.
Including myself. I grew up watching the guy.
There was a lot of fans doing the chants for. Then he introduces
Schwarzenegger and Manganiello.
Mr. Get Down, Mr. Terminator himself. And the other guy I'm not aware of. If you want to elaborate on that.
But Schwarzenegger mentioned last night in Brooklyn that he was back 1 year later because what he did last year was he inducted his good friend Bruno Sammartino into the WWE Hall of Fame at Madison Square Garden, nonetheless.
He's very proud of that.
Of course, it would be.
And continuing.
Then the Miz showed up. This is where it got good. The Miz goes, really? Really? And he's going on and on and on, and he's like, I'm going to win the Battle Royal. And then Manganiello goes, I got this. Miz went to do a cheap shot, Manganiello hit him with a right hook, Schwarzenegger hit him with a right hook, and then Hogan just threw him right over the ropes. That's a preview of the Battle Royal. Now, did you notice one thing that you were saying? Are there any spots left open for the Battle Royal? Did they fill all 30 spots?
No, I don't believe that they filled all 30 spots. I just think a lot of people are gonna be in it.
Wouldn't it be funny if Schwarzenegger and Manganiello were in there?
That would be lame. Maybe the younger guy, but
Manganiello, yeah,
but not Arnold.
Arnold's too busy making Terminators.
He's too old for that. He's too worn out. So let me move on. Big Show versus Titus O'Neil. Skipperoo. So let me move on to the most epic entrance in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
For some reason it gets all dark and then you see Bray come on the screen and you hear Brooklyn, we're here.
And it got one of the better.
And I had my arms, both of my arms were like, all the hairs were standing up.
Goosebumps, right?
I got goosebumps. And everybody around with that, especially if you're from Brooklyn, you felt that.
Oh yeah, and the crowd was clapping for him. You know, they were doing the.
And it wasn't even Bray coming out. He was just walking out for a match for
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. It wasn't even his own match, but it was still cool that he still gave us that.
Did you hear what the crowd chanted though? This is awesome.
Oh yeah, the match. I don't disagree with the match. I just feel like I've been cheated just because I saw that match on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was like a repeat of SmackDown almost.
And it's kind of like, yeah, they had a good match on SmackDown, but I don't want to see it again on Raw. Raw is supposed to give me something new.
Yeah, but what made it better was that the lights went out again.
The lights went out.
And you see John Cena tangled in the ropes with Eric Rowan's goat mask.
And by the way, in person, it felt like forever. Like, when the lights were off, it felt like what's happening? Like,
yeah, you can see it. You can see it. What was going on?
And then, like, when the lights come on, you see him, John Cena, tied up to the ropes,
tied up. He's like
with the goat mask on, to the sheet.
And Bray Wyatt saying something. I couldn't understand what he was saying though. But at the end he goes.
I heard what he said.
The buzzards.
I heard what he said.
What did he say?
He said something. He called him Two-Face, and then he started laughing.
Did call him. Yes, okay. Now I remember. He goes, follow the buzzards.
So that was pretty great. No complaints about that. John Cena's doing a good job at making Bray Wyatt look even bigger than he already looks.
Yeah.
Because getting rubbed by John Cena, you're looking real good that you're taking advantage and playing mind games with John Cena. And the backstage thing. Tell him about the backstage.
The backstage was great. Cena's there. He's prepping for his match. He's got his shirt on. And when he washed his face, he looked up and you saw the goat mask looking right into the bathroom. And Cena was like...
Turns around.
He's like, huh!
And it's gone.
And it's gone. And he goes back to... They're getting into him. They're getting into his mind. They're playing the better mind games. They're pulling off an Undertaker almost at mind games with a person.
Yeah, it's a lot of Undertaker influence on that.
Because the Undertaker is a major influence on a lot of WWE superstars.
Especially mythical creatures like
the Wyatts. Yeah.
I agree on that.
But that was good. That was good.
That was really great, but let me move on. It's Naomi with her... A new eye patch every time, Naomi.
Yeah, you notice that?
And let me just say something in my opinion, not to even be funny, but this is just my opinion. I don't even mean this to be funny.
What's up?
Naomi has a big old butt, and that needs to be contained. There's too many children out there watching this show with us. This is not the Attitude Era. Yeah. Her booty is too great. You cannot have a big porno booty and you need to cover it up. It's good for us men and we enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you gotta look at the kids, man. Those kids, they're gonna hit puberty quicker because of her. They're gonna look at the stage and they're gonna.
And you and I can both say we both acted like a bunch of fucking retards.
And yeah, Chris acted like a retard from what he said.
Thank you.
And me, I kind of just did my own thing. I don't know if anyone looked at me, but I just danced around like a fool.
No, I did the entire dance. I did the entire entrance, and somebody in the back in my row goes, "Hey, you, sit down!"
Someone told him to sit down because he was acting ridiculous. That's how into it he is. We're in the Barclays Center, brother. This is it. When are you going to act ridiculous? This is the time to act ridiculous.
It's Monday Night Raw. You're supposed to unwind.
When are you supposed to act stupid?
What are you supposed to act PG? You're in Brooklyn. You're in the Barclays. You're in Madison Square Garden in New York City, in Manhattan. Raw is in the Garden. You're going to have a good time no matter where you are. You are there to have a good time. Not to go overboard, but to have a good time. I had a great time. Okay, yeah, I did the funkadactyl dance. Somebody told me to sit down. But you want to know
Sit down!
But you want to know what? I had fun. That's all that matters.
I had a blast. And my favorite diva, light it up, light it. AJ Lee comes out. And I love AJ.
She did not wrestle, though. She didn't wrestle, but then Vicky. She didn't wrestle, but Vicky came. Would you stop? But Vicky comes out, and she's dating back to when AJ ran Raw, when Vicky ran SmackDown, and they had a feud. So, Vicky goes, you are going to defend that title in the first ever Vicky Guerrero Invitational at WrestleMania. Now, you're probably thinking...
Elaborate. What does that even mean? Let's talk about it. Vicky
Guerrero Invitational. So, AJ's looking at Vicky like, what are you talking about? She introduces his participants. First, the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi. Fine. You're thinking, oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be a triple threat match, right? Wrong. Here come the Bellas. You're thinking, okay, fatal four-way. A five-way. Not to be pointillistic, but, you know. You're thinking, okay. Here comes more.
More and more. This is even Divas.
Natty shows up. Summer Rae. Eva.
Alicia Fox.
Layla. Rosa
Mendez. Oh, my God.
Who looks like Marilyn Monroe, thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
And then Vicky dropped a big bombshell. The biggest bombshell was Tamina is in the Invitational.
Her own bodyguard, her own Big Daddy Cool Diesel is gonna be fighting her. I said, doesn't this remind you of that? Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool?
But did you see Tamina's face?
She's like, here's my shot.
She's going to win it.
Here's my shot.
She's going to win it. She will, the belt. She will win the belt. It will. But I want to know what the rules are. Vicky think that was one mistake by Vicky. She didn't go into what the rules of the Invitational were.
Yeah, they're probably going to talk about it further and further.
I mean, if anybody out there knows the rules of this match,
please post it because we want to know.
Please post it on our YouTube.
Maybe we didn't hear it right because we were there.
On our YouTube page, Watch the Pot YouTube, please. We want to know what you
just
think.
For our own information.
Just for our own information. 1, what you think of it. 2, who's going to win. And 3, what are the rules? Please. YouTube, Watch the Pot YouTube. Please, we want to know. Post it. This is going to help us leading up towards WrestleMania.
Let me bring something up and then jump into something else.
What's up?
First, in the middle of the show, I feel like maybe to make up that Daniel Bryan isn't there, they said that later on, we're going to have the Wyatts versus the Shield.
Yeah, that could be.
And I feel like that was to make up for them promising Daniel Bryan to be there.
Yeah.
So they said that, right? Like in the middle of the show or so. So now I'm just going to head into Dean Ambrose.
We got to bring up something really important. The last inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. I want to get this out of the way because there's a lot I want to talk about with this one.
Oh, man.
Razor,
I've been predicting
Ramon.
The bad guy.
A.K.A. Scott Hall. Now, many of you might know, and many of you out there might not know. Scott Hall was a competitor in the WWF. He was the first ever 4-time Intercontinental Champion. He was one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions there was, besides Shawn Michaels. Okay?
And everyone always speaks about what? The ladder.
The ladder match at WrestleMania 10, 1994, Madison Square Garden. Epic. That redefined both of their careers. Both Razor's and Michaels. A ladder match.
For the undisputed Intercontinental
title. And that was it was a ladder match too. It was awesome. That was a hell of a match. And it's still being talked about,
And I flipped. Being there at the center, and I flipped. I was like this, putting my hands up like Razor, and I was just like, the back guy. I was saying that over and over.
Yeah, but, I'm getting into but what I'm saying is, like I'm saying, many of you may know this, and a lot of you may not know this, that Razor Ramon, after his years in WWF, WWE, and WCW, turned to a life of drugs and alcohol. And they did a Sports Center piece on him, and he looked like crap. He was bad. So DDP caught wind of this, and he did what he did to Jake the Snake Roberts. He cleaned his act up. He rehabilitated him. And I can't wait for the Hall of Fame, April 5th.
Can't wait to see him. He is, I said, we did a thing online just for each other. We said, who's your top 5 favorite wrestlers? To me, Razor Ramon / Scott Hall is number 5 in my top 5 of all time. Because when I was a kid, it was him and Shawn Michaels.
And Big Daddy Cool Diesel, part of the clique.
But I'm saying, for me, my favorites.
Oh, for your favorites.
It was Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
Right, but he was also part of the infamous clique.
But as a kid, I didn't know that inside.
Yeah, that was an inside. That was an inside thing at a house show in Madison Square Garden. Right when they left for WCW, there was a thing, and it's posted on YouTube. If you go on it, it's there. They're all hugging. Hunter, Shawn, X-Pac. I think the Outlaws are there. Razor and Diesel. And this is before they departed for WCW. So like I said, if you know it, go on YouTube, watch it. It is classic. It is a reliving of your childhood memories of WWF days. But like I said, I can't wait for April 5th to see Scott Hall. But now I'm going to ask this very important question. Who do you think is going to induct Scott
Hall? I predict X-Pac.
No. I'm going with one or two people. Big Daddy Cool, Kevin Nash, or Diamond Dallas Page.
All right, let's move on, people.
Leave a comment on our YouTube page. Watch the Pot YouTube. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Who do you think is going to induct Scott Hall into the WWE Hall of Fame April 5th? DDP, Kevin Nash, or do you think it's going to be anybody else? We'd like to hear from you. By the way, before we move on, just to give you a heads up that the WWE Hall of Fame will be on the WWE Network in its entirety on April 5th. Just wanted to put that out there.
I shall roll on to Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins of The Shield versus the Real Americans. And me being there, I was looking forward to We the People. I said it loud and proud.
Oh, so did I. So did I.
Really cool. And the match was really good, as always. The Shield always delivers.
And especially they delivered a triple powerbomb.
Awesome.
To Cesaro.
And it's really cool knowing that they're going to fight again.
Yeah.
So, why don't we talk about the birthday boy? And when I mean the birthday boy, I mean more than one thing. We just talked about Jack Swagger, him losing to the Shield. That was his birthday present. Now, your birthday present, Chris Corey, is being there.
Oh, of course.
And enjoying yourself.
Acting
like a fool.
Of course.
That's a present. And now, to finalize, summer it all up.
We're talking about Vanessa's husband.
Vanessa, where did you go?
We're talking about her husband, The Undertaker. It was his birthday as well. This was great. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps when I saw this. And I recorded a video of this. Check my Instagram, see Corey 2014 for videos of all the experiences I had there on Monday Night Raw.
Talk about the casket.
Oh, God. Lesnar's out there, and he's going, Heyman with Lesnar, and they're going, come WrestleMania, the streak, while it's one of the greatest streaks of all time in wrestling history. Lesnar's going to go there, and he's going to conquer it. I'm like, no. And then the lights dim. He wants a fight. He goes, I know you're here, Undertaker, in Brooklyn. Get out here. I want to fight. Out come the Druids with the casket. Now, you're thinking, what the fuck is going on? You're like, oh.
It took a very long time, especially being there in person.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything else but
you're like, what the fuck is this?
Like, I recorded it for a while. My hands got tired.
Yeah, I recorded like a 3 minutes, a 3 and some minutes.
It was at least 2 minutes of straight nothing going on of just the
music. I recorded that video.
Yeah,
I recorded that. Like I said, check my Instagram account, see Corey 2014 for videos of what we are talking about, folks. You will see what we're talking about. So, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm saying, wait a minute. He's done this before. He's done this in the past. Lesnar's just sitting there. Heyman's sitting there like, what the hell is this? Lesnar's sitting there. He's, stomping on the casket. He's like, I'm not here to play games. I'm leaving. Opens up the casket, and there's The Undertaker.
First, he looked at it, and there was nothing in it.
Yeah. But then the casket, he saw The Undertaker just sitting, laying there. And then The Undertaker popped up like The Undertaker always does, locked eyes on Lesnar, and started to unload on Lesnar. And in the end, Lesnar, it looked like his head hit the casket a little bit. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it looked like his head hit the casket. But what The Undertaker is good for, The Undertaker delivered. You wanted a fight? You're going to get a fight. And one other place was better than doing it in Brooklyn.
And everybody there gave him the happy birthday.
And I stood up. And the funny thing was, I stood up. I went, thank you.
taking the credit for Undertaker's birthday present.
Sorry.
You would.
Of course. I have a right.
See, Vanessa, you're going to have a problem with this guy.
What?
Taking credit for your boo's birthday, happy birthdays. You're going to have a talk with this guy.
Oh, please.
And if you're really listening, then you're going to be heated. Because he was taking credit. But anyway.
She'll forgive me because I bought her a shirt. She'll forgive me. I can get away with a lot of things. Vanessa doesn't mind. Come on. She knows it was my birthday. I know it was her husband's birthday. But I just had to go up there. I said, thank you. And I did it more than once, by the way. I went like, thank you.
Oh, let me mention something, brother.
What's up?
One thing I forgot to highlight. I saw Raw here on my TV, right. And I was on television, brother. Oh, for God. A good 15 to 10 seconds, I was on TV. The first part I didn't know, but I was there. Then when I knew, I turned my hat around, my Daniel Bryan hat with the fur,
right?
My Goldust shirt,
right?
And my Follow the Buzzards chain, and I was saying yes. I was there for at least 7 seconds, and the camera could see me in the background saying yes. And Daniel Bryan wasn't there, so that was for you, Daniel Bryan. I was on TV representing you at home, brother. That was great, man. The Shield thing is devastating. But let's talk about the after show with the Wyatts and the Shield.
Yeah, that was good. That was an all-out fight. That was an all-out brawl. But, it ended in no contest because all the members...
And the best part about it, that Seth Rollins made a speech about Brooklyn being so great and like the response that Brooklyn
gives.
Did?
He said that?
You left?
Yeah.
Are you crazy, brother?
Yeah.
That's why you was outside so early.
He says a lot of people left after that match.
Wow, you really missed the speech, brother. You missed the speech. You have to watch the after show then. The Raw after show.
A lot of people bounced.
A lot of kids left.
And a lot of people too. After that whole match.
Watch the after show.
I gotta watch the after show. Wow.
He made a speech saying that Brooklyn is, I forgot the word that he used, but he says that everybody, he's never said this on Raw. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris Corey.
Okay.
He said, everyone, this is the new thing, to put your fists together. He told everyone in the crowd to do it. And he says, even strangers you don't know.
Right.
Has he done that before?
No.
He said, because Brooklyn is so, damn, I wish I could remember the exact term that he said, but man, he really gave Brooklyn a big shout out. He's like, he always loves the crowd in Brooklyn, that Brooklyn always gives the Shield the response that they always loved. Like, he made a whole speech about how Brooklyn is this and that. And like, I did that. I have a video I'll show you at the end of the show.
Yeah, I want to see this.
I have my fist on somebody I never met in my life. Like, with two people I never met. And then my friend that I came with, he was on the other side with two other people that he never met doing the Shield. Like, it was that united. Like, the Shield got everybody to meet each other, like
yeah.
That never happened, and it felt special in Brooklyn.
Wow, God, I gotta watch the.
I don't understand how you left. The Shield was still there.
Wow.
And I tried, but I couldn't. Like, I couldn't reach. But where they let us walk a little further near, and the people next to me got to shake Roman Reigns' hands and like say what's up. But I was trying, but the little kids beat me to it. But man, that speech, you gotta watch the after show. Watch the after show, because the after show not only has the match, but at the end when especially Seth Rollins gives so much love to Brooklyn.
Wow, I missed that. I can't believe. Cause the funny thing was, after that match, when they all came in, when the bell rang, right? My whole section and people above my section cleared out.
Yeah. A lot of people left. That's why I feel like I may be on TV, because a lot of people left. I mean, on the after show, I'm saying.
Yeah.
On the Raw after show.
On the Raw after show. Yeah, we cleared out. But just want to give you another heads up. During the show last night, WWE Raw is coming back to Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah, they announced it. Drum roll, please.
Monday,
Monday,
October 6th.
October 6th.
Coming back to the Brooklyn Barclays Center.
Barclays Center.
I'm definitely going.
I'm going. I'm already looking up the tickets.
Yeah, same here.
And this time, man, I'm going closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, I want to get a little bit closer too. Even if I sit in the same spot as I was last night, I'll take it.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, and I have months to save up for it.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But this was
That concludes We Love It Raw. We were physically there, and it was great, man. After the show, me, Chris Corey, and my friend Rodolfo, we did the shield photo together. We put our fists together. We took a photo.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing that I saw that I gotta mention that I didn't even tell you.
What's that?
A guy with long hair,
right?
Like Triple H, passed by a guy that had a sign. I forgot what it said, but he grabbed the guy's sign and he ripped it in half and he said, "I am the game."
What?
And the guy didn't do nothing.
What?
The guy didn't do a goddamn thing.
What? I meant what?
Yeah. Right when we were coming out. A fan was
You
like,
see all the good shit, I see all the bad shit.
a fan really was like, he had the long hair like Triple H.
Oh my freaking God.
He's like, "I am the game." And
but you think that was funny. Here's the funny part. When I got off the subway, when I got off the N last night, because I took the N to Atlantic to Barclays last night. When I got off the N and I saw how long that line was, I was like, holy fuck. And I took a picture of that and I put it on my Instagram account. I met up with these nice guys, and one of them was dressed like Dean Ambrose. I'm like, oh my God. It was unbelievable. But like I say, if you want to check these videos out, go on my Instagram accounts. Go request me as a friend. Follow me on Instagram, ccorey2014. I have a few more that I need to post up. I got videos. I got pictures. Look at my Facebook, Chris Corey, facebook.com/Chris Corey. I have videos there. I have pictures from last night's experience on my 33rd birthday to Monday Night Raw. It was epic.
It was so fun. We didn't get Daniel Bryan, but they made up for it. Let me just mention that in the beginning of Raw, we saw the filming of Superstars.
Oh, God.
Emma fought who? I forgot who Emma fought.
Summer Rae.
I was doing the whole Emma dance.
Are you serious?
Trust me on that. I was doing it.
God.
I was doing the dance, and I'm hoping that I'm on Superstars. I'm going to watch it today.
I chanted for Summer Rae.
Oh, it was Summer Rae.
I chanted for Summer Rae.
Yeah.
I hate Emma.
And that's pretty interesting to find out. WWE's playing it smart.
Yeah.
But you want to say one more thing before we go off the so-called air? Chris Corey, the future?
That next week's Raw is going to be really good because you're a week away from WrestleMania. You're
Things
gonna
will be heating up.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of heated storylines leading into WrestleMania. Especially the main event next week from DC, Batista versus Randy Orton. Now, what are the implications going to be? God knows. What role does the Authority have to play into this? God only knows. Will Daniel Bryan be there to confront Triple H and Stephanie McMahon for what happened when Daniel Bryan was viciously and brutally attacked at the hands of the Game? Will the Shield extract a little bit of revenge towards Kane and the Outlaws? And will John Cena try to get a little bit into the head of Bray Wyatt?
You know what's an interesting thing you just mentioned that we forgot to mention?
What's that?
That the Shield is going to be fighting the New Age Outlaws and Kane at WrestleMania 30. Which I find very interesting because I heard online that the Outlaws, before they're done, they want to fight the Shield.
And they're going to get their wish.
And I guess Hunter's giving them what they want.
Yeah, but like I said, the implications are going to be heating up. You know, like I mentioned before, will Daniel Bryan be there to confront Triple H about what happened when he was vicious attacked? What implications are going to heat up between Batista and Orton leading into their triple threat match at WrestleMania? Will the Shield get any implications back on Kane and the Outlaws? Will more storylines be developed into leading to WrestleMania? This is going to be interesting.
So how do you guys feel out there? Like, and you know what? I got to shout out the people that actually left comments this week. There's a lot of new people giving out comments for us this week. And I appreciate that so much because it's all about the feedback. And I'm going to shout out these people because they gave us a lot of... Abraham, you're always shouting us out. I'm always tagging you on everything. And he's a new guy, Brian McBride, or however you pronounce that. You guys keep giving us feedback, There's actually some more. I got to look it up here. But there was a lot more comments.
I thought it was really good to see all the comments from last week. It goes to show that more and more people are starting to listen to the show. And they're starting to get insights.
He says, Brian McBride, if I'm saying your name right. So having like 7 hours of WWE a week to watch, I haven't bothered checking out Total Divas. I don't even think they show it in Ireland. What is it? So he's from Ireland.
Oh, so
that's pretty awesome.
Well, let me go and say this. Brian, Total Divas is a reality show by the WWE. It follows the lives of the WWE Divas from Eva Marie to now Summer Rae to the Bellas to Natty to the Funkadactyls. It follows the lives of the WWE Divas. Their personal lives, their single lives, whatever. It follows them. It's really good.
So, watch the pot YouTube, watchthepot.com, thanks for the feedback. It's always appreciated. And if you got something to say for next week, I will definitely shout you out.
And don't forget, check out my Instagram account, ccorey2014, for videos and pictures of last night's Raw. And check out my Facebook, facebook.com/ChrisCorey, for videos as well as pictures. If you want to get more experience, check them out. And also, like I said, check out our YouTube page, Watch the Pot YouTube. We love it raw. If you want to check out previous shows, also go on Watch the Pot YouTube from previous episodes, and we love it raw. For A.S. Caldera, I am the future Chris Corey, signing off, and we'll see you next week. And remember, always, keep it real.
Keep it raw. Brooklyn.